All right, Grand Rising. I'm making content today, baby. I'm making content. I just did that teaching. I hope y'all checking out the Feel Like an Outcast video. Matter of fact, after I was shooting that video, that's when I went in. I had a after that video. That's when I had my little episode in my heart. Make sure you check out Osiris and the Egyptian Resurrection. Make sure you check out Our Self Lord and Master Catch Up, Teaching of Islam. Check out Learn to Be Noble Gods and Goddesses, a teaching about the Honorable Noble Drew Ali. It's a lot. And just with the teaching I did a while ago, man, it sparked something in me to tell my testimony. Cause a lot of people say, man, you just seem like you don't really care about stuff. And it ain't that I don't care about stuff. It's not that. I just embrace who God made me to be. Third eye open, pay attention, man. I'm getting ready to tell you a story, man. And it's all real. I embrace who God called me to be. My middle name means masculinity. It's Leo. The lion. Masculine. My mother had 7 boys. I'm the first one. According to the Bible, and you already know them stories. Like I said, them stories, they took them from ancient Kemet. I'm going to say that in every video. And if you don't know that, I mean, you ain't studied good enough to know. But it says, everything that split the matrix, that means anything that's born from a female or an animal. First thing that splits the matrix belongs to God. So that's why I feel like I'm who I am and who the Most High says I am. Okay? She had 7. 7 represents God, and I'm the first one. I belong to God. Here go a true story. Me and my twin brother, we was, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that. We was young cats. And our whole neighborhood, we from the projects. The whole projects, we left and went and snuck into a swimming pool. Big swimming pool. We had no money to get in there, so we waited tonight to sneak in. But, summertime, we want something to do. Well, everybody snuck in. Well, everybody else jumped in and they swimming. Well, my brother jumped in. My twin brother. Listen to me. I never swam a day in my life. Never took no lessons. Never swam before until that day. My twin brother jumped in to 13 and a half feet. 13 feet. You know how little we was? And everybody's standing around laughing, and my brother is drowning. And I jumped in, and I saved him. And never swam a day in my life. Pulled him out. I got 7 brothers. They can either vouch for my stories, they can say I'm telling the truth, they can hate if they want, I don't care. It's the truth. I fought for every one of them. Got them all out of situations. Whenever it was able for me to do it, I did it. Because I know who I am. Watch this. There was a situation that happened to me. I think I was young. But we was outside, we was playing. And I ran into a brick wall. Boom. True story. See, y'all see a third eye on my hat, man. I got a third eye right in the middle of my forehead. Just like you got a third eye in the middle of your forehead. Mine is in my forehead and it comes on the outside of my forehead. No tattoos. I don't need a tattoo to show you that. I got a real third eye, baby, in the middle of my forehead. I've been seeing for a long time. But see, when you tell people that you can see these things and they see these things, they start to think you crazy. Who you think you are? Because they could be older than you, and they could be pastors, and they could be all this and that. Who you think you are? Don't get mad because God chose me. Now you're going to see he chose me. But anyway, I was outside, we was playing. Man, I ran into a brick wall. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how I ran into that brick wall. Boy, it seemed like somebody pushed me into it. But there wasn't nobody behind me. But I remember after I hit it, This bright being, like bright light, shaped like a man. It touched me in the middle of my forehead. Man, I was like 11 and 10 years old. That really happened. I went and I told my mom and all of them. I told everybody. Boy, you know they thought I was crazy. So I guess I've been crazy ever since then. And every time I tell them something and they don't agree with what I say, God always showed them I always overcome. I was falsely accused on a murder charge. This is why I act the way I act. Because I don't know what God you serve. I don't know what name you want to call him. I don't have time to debate that with you. I know that I'm in connection with the creator of the universe. And he has proved to me over and 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 over again. When I don't got a mom, I don't got a dad, I don't got a family, I don't got a support system. And the only thing that was closest to me that I love was my granny. And after she died, boy, it seemed like the whole world went to hell for me. And that's when I began to actually learn who God was. Because to me, my grandmother was God. What do you mean? Well, when I was in the streets, doing my drugs and hustling and, just doing bad stuff, whenever I felt like I got too far out there, I would always call my grandmama. I'd be like, Mama, pray for me. She said, you know how to pray? Leon, pray for yourself. I said, no, Mama, you pray for me. She said, no, baby, you know how to pray. I taught you how to pray. I said, no, Mama. I said, I know when you pray, I know God gonna hear you. Now listen to this. My grandma was a Christian, but I believe she had an understanding. Maybe she did call him the wrong name. But whatever she prayed or whatever she said, I believe the creator of the universe heard her, because every time my grandma prayed, it would have happened for me. So when she died, I was like, man, where my God at? And boy, I had to learn God for myself. I went from being falsely accused on a murder charge. I sat in jail 17 months on a crime I didn't commit. Now, when your life is on the line and they're trying to put you in jail for the rest of your life for something you didn't do, what do you do? Who do you pray to? Who do you call on? How do you handle it? They raise your bond $500,000. Nobody in your family, they wouldn't give you no money. Nobody gonna get you out. What can you do? Well, this is what I did. After I had been there for 17 months, I was in VA correctional. They transferred me from that correctional prison after 90 days to a North Carolina prison. They took me to the borderline and swapped me out. Took me to the borderline of Virginia and gave me to some what they call extraditors in Carolina. They brought me here in shackles. Man, shit. Make a long story short, I asked them for all the evidence that they could possibly have. Listen, before this time, I never sat down. I sat down in class and in school, but I never paid attention in class because I always looked at the stuff they was teaching to me was like I was beyond that mess. So I'm gonna be honest, I do have that mentality where I think I'm smarter than everybody else. Ain't nothing wrong with being like that. I be trying to tell people that. Ain't nothing wrong with being like that. Use your brain. That's what God gave it to you for. And if you don't use your brain like that, then something's wrong with you. That means you depriving God of who he is. You mean to tell me God created all of this and you don't think he can give you some brain to use it? Yes, he can, man. He's called the great orchestrator. So, while I'm sitting there, I thought I'd been there, sat in there 17 months. Asked for all the evidence they had. They ain't had no evidence on it. They kept coming to me with a plea bargain for 20 years. I said, man, if y'all don't get the hell out of here. I had to threaten two of the officers and had to threaten a lawyer for them not to come in there no more. They gave me the motion of discovery and I worked on my own case. Listen to me. All I used was pens. That's why the pen of Tahuti, these albums are so, because I'm writing, man. You better listen to what I'm saying. I don't know what you think. This ain't entertainment. I'm dropping jewels in there for you. And it's only the people who like deep understanding. I hit it in there for you. It ain't for everybody. We here to choose a select few. Anyway, this is why I learned to turn the pen is mightier than the sword. I asked for emotional discovery, and I began to write my own case. I went in the law library while I was in jail, fired my lawyer, and I wrote my own case. I wrote the two governors, the governor of Virginia, the governor of North Carolina, and I wrote the prisoners' legal service, and I wrote the NAACP. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4 separate letters. I wrote them out pen by pen because I didn't trust nobody to make a copy of it and take it in. I didn't want nobody to know my case. I wrote them out and I sent them all off. 3 days after them letters were sent, what it was, I was released. I never stepped foot in a courtroom or anything. Now, I got released on a murder charge. It went from first degree murder to aiding and abetting a homicide to accessory after the fact, but they violated what we call my 8th Amendment. 8th Amendment is called excessive bond. Anytime you get a bond, and this is for you to get, y'all to have some type of knowledge of this, anytime you get any kind of charge and the charge drop, the bond's supposed to drop with it. Your charge shouldn't drop and the bond go up. And this is how they railroad a lot of our young men because they don't know the law and they won't use their brain, like I'm sitting here telling you to use your brain right now, to understand these things. This is why you should learn. Educate yourself. Read as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. But I was released. Only thing is, when I got released from jail, they don't tell you that that charge still stays. Even though that charge was dismissed, it was still on my record that I was released on a murder charge. So every job I went to, I couldn't get this. So imagine how many years I went struggling, working in temporary service places and all of this, and couldn't get the top dollar because this charge was on my record. And God fixed it one day while I was somewhere, and they was like, well, you can't do this. And turn the charge, I said, they flipped the computer around. I said, man, that's not even, I don't know why that's coming up. I found out about it. Guess what I did? I went and got me a lawyer, and I went and got all that mess cleaned off my record. Then guess what I did? I went and applied for some security jobs. Then I went and applied for what's the name, to get a gun. Got me some guns, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I'm getting armed guard guns. Next thing you know, I'm getting jobs. I can go to the bank, pick up millions of dollars. It's a fact. Then I went from that to becoming a bail bondsman. Huh? Whole point is what I'm trying to show you. I never stopped and I never gave up. I never let somebody or my situation control me. So I'm not so sensitive. I'm not so sensitive to people who make excuses or people who cry. If you're a man, be a man. Be a man. Be tough. Life gonna be hard, man. Life ain't gonna be easy. Man up. Get prepared for that. You see? So that's why I be the way that I am. And man, I got numerous stories I can tell you on and over and over and over again. Man, I lived up and down the whole East Coast. I used to be a truck driver. I've been into 18-wheeler wrecks. Wasn't my fault. I drove for a company. I won't call their name because I ain't got time for them to try to sue me. I drove for a company, co-driver. I had 2 co-drivers almost kill me. They safe when I'm driving, but when they driving, shit, my life in danger. What? Almost kill me. I said, God, this can't be what you want me to do. I know you don't want me to die just trying to make some money. And I learned to budget my money. There was a time for 4 years I was homeless. I was homeless for 4 years. Now, how do you be homeless for 4 years when you got an education, you got family members who got homes, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're talented? How do you be homeless for 4 years? How? Nobody can answer that. Even when I was homeless, I was trying to get food stamps, welfare. Man, I couldn't get nothing. But let me show you what I did get. I got an understanding of what life is. I got an understanding of what God is. I got an understanding of what being a man is. Because I didn't have nobody to depend on except God. Okay? Now, during them 4 years, I learned to hear his voice. I learned how to pray. I knew where to go. I knew where not to be. And these are habits that I learned being homeless. When I needed to get something to eat, God would always send me to a certain place where I would know to be there to get some food. And man, I made it. And he put it together perfectly, man. My life went together perfectly. Just like a puzzle. I remember, man, I was sleeping behind a church in Decatur, Georgia. Snapfinger Road, a church called Green Pasture. All right? Slept in the shed back there. They had a water hose back there, but it was a school, so I had to. If I was slept in that shed, I would have to get up real early before the people come, so nobody would see me come out of there. And I wanted to wash myself up. They had a water hose back there. I would take a cold bath with the water hose, just wash myself up real good, so I could feel good about myself and get on with my day. And I did that for months. Then I found an abandoned house I was staying in, a little bit further down Snapfinger Road, sneaking in and out of there. I would always find $5.35 to go to a Little Caesars. They had a pizza called Hot and Ready. $5.35, hot and ready. You just go and get it. I would always find that much money to get that hot and ready pizza. That's why I can't eat that mess to this day. But it did what it needed to do then, and I was thankful for it. There was a time, man, true story. There was a time when I didn't have nothing to eat, and I ate a sandwich that was off the ground that made me sick for like 2 weeks. So I tell people, if you want to be great and you want to be exalted, you want to be known, I didn't want none of that. They said, you did music, huh? Why you didn't want that? No, I didn't want fame. I wanted money to be able to live, to have a house, to take care of myself. That's all I was doing. Rapping and singing, man, I would do that for nothing. I do it now. So my purpose for rapping and singing is the gift that God gave me. But I had to go through a humbling stage. What do you mean humble? Because every time I tell somebody, man, you ain't humble. Here go an example. Yeah, man, them niggas can rap, but they can't mess with me. Yeah, them niggas can sing, but I sing better than them niggas. Them niggas, they play ball, but I play ball like Michael Jordan. That's called pride. That's called cocky. That's called you're not humble. So when, for some reason, when you say humble, somebody think that means you gotta be at the bottom. No, nigga, you can be listen, even in the book, it tells you that. Ain't nothing worse than a person who claims to have it, don't have nothing at all. That's pride that make you feel like that. Humble means this. I don't even want nobody to see me. I don't even want to cause no noise. I don't even want to know. Let me come in the back. You gotta let some other people celebrate you. Can't nobody pat you on the back if you're always patting yourself on the back. So humble and humility, to get to the lowest point. That don't mean just to be homeless. Because you can be homeless and be prideful as hell. You know how many homeless, prideful people it is? You know how many people that can't even take care of their own self, hopping from house to house every day, can't keep a job. Their whole mentality is they just give up because life is so hard. That's a lot of people. That's called pride. Because if you was humble, even if you was on a job and somebody was running their mouth to you, and you know you can destroy them, I mean physically, you'll sit there and take that. You'll take that shit till you can get enough money to get to the next level. Or you will use your brain. Be wise enough to say, damn, let me stack some money here so I can move on to the next situation. That's called being humble. People can say whatever they want as long as they don't put their hands on you. You know? You got to learn to be humble. What do you mean? And some reason when you tell somebody about humble or being or humility, these people think you cursing them out. You say something about a job, they think you cursing them out. Say something about them trying to stay steady in life. They think you cursing them out or you're saying a bad word to them. You know, my thing is this, man. My whole life, I didn't have none of that. I never looked for a father. I didn't never really look for him. It was a long time I thought, being honest with you, it was a long time I thought that my real mama was my aunt. I didn't know she was my real mama because I grew up calling my grandmama mama. So when I found out my mama was my mama, I was like, I'm kind of blown away about that. But, you know, my whole life, I learned to depend on God. I learned to depend on the Most High and the Creator. That was my whole life. I didn't depend on nobody. So I don't make excuses. I don't like people who make excuses. I don't pat niggas on the back to say, hey, it's gonna get better. I don't do that. Because doing that don't help a man become a man. A man is the foundation of a family. What does that mean? That means you're gonna go through life. You're going to meet a woman, guess what? She's going to break your heart. You're going to have a child by that woman. Maybe she might take the child from you. The child might not even like you. Guess what? It's going to break your heart. But guess what? You got to be a man. You got to tough that shit out. And take it how it come and get right back to it. And keep on going. You got to keep on going. Guess what? Hell, you might be stressed out to the point where you have a heart attack. Because you care about everybody else except yourself. A man shouldn't be worried about if he can explain himself to somebody. A man don't give a damn what nobody think about him. A real man, nigga, my feet hard, my hands hard. I'm hard on my woman, I'm hard on my children. Boy, I'm hard in life. That ain't no act. That's a man. Now these niggas want to talk about something. Yeah, niggas is soft. Be a man. That's all you gotta be. Just be a man. Be a man. This generation we living in, man, they don't know that because they ain't been through anything. And that's why I'm the way I am. Because of all I've been through. Is it my fault? Who knows? Like I was just telling y'all about the story about reincarnation. You could have came through here and you might be going through your hell right now. But while you're going through your hell, you better learn to make it better. I'm so glad the Most High opened up my third eye. And I've learned. And guess what? My life is better regardless of whether I'm not waiting for nobody to give me a pat on the back or validate me for that, man. I don't give a fuck what people think. That's called being a man. That's a man, baby. I made that. I evolved. You see? And that's what I want to pass down to anybody I come in to contact with. Because guess what? Family can't grow without real men. Family can't be protected without a real man. Stuff get rough. A man can't sit there and cry about it. He got to figure out a way to make it happen. That's called being a man. And that's why I'm the way I am. Because the Most High have walked me through every situation. Everything that would destroy me. Everything that would kill my spirit. Everything, man. I came out more victorious. On top with more. And it ain't just about the material. It's like this, man. It's a saying. It's in that book. It says the blessings of the Lord make it rich and addeth no sorrow. I ain't got no sorrow. Man, nothing bothers me except stuff that's connected to me that's in my close circle. In real life, nothing bothers me. I don't give a damn. So don't. Situation happen, regardless of what it is. Regardless of what it is. I trust my Father, the creator of the universe. Whatever the situation be, I know he gonna bring me out. How do I know this? Because I can walk with him for so long. Yeah, nobody gotta tell me, oh, you into that other stuff. Yeah, I evolved to it. You still stuck in Christianity? You better evolve to something and get to find out more. You mean to tell me you think God is just that? You really believe that? If you do, something's wrong. I'm not here to put you down. Everybody has a process that they have to go through in their learning, and that's it. And we all do, man. You know. But the Most High. I did a video. You get a chance. It's on my page. It's a song called "God Gave Me Everything." God gave me everything, 'cause He is my help. And now I walk in prosperity. And I'm feeling myself, 'cause I had to learn to live with me and nobody else. God gave me everything. Listen, that's a real song. And God gave me everything. I didn't go out the way to do nothing to get it. All I did was stayed on my grind. Kept trying to learn more and more and more and more and more and more about God. That's why it says, when you seek Him with your whole heart, then you will find Him. You can stay in that book and read that book over and over again. Guess what? All you're going to do is learn the scriptures and the stories. You ain't going to find God. You're going to find God in a real life situation. And He's going to make Himself known to you. That's what's going to happen. Okay? And He made Himself known to me. And after he made himself known to me, man, like I said, I was calling myself chosen. It was calling me the chosen one, man. Man, you couldn't stop me, man. And I just kept growing. I just kept evolving. And God is good. My third eye is open. Now I'm speaking to people around the world, man, helping them opening their third eyes. And to the young lady, I want to call your name. I won't do that. But what I say is this: I'm learning ancient Kemetic spirituality, and I'm still learning. I'm learning more and more every day. But when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to Islam, the Quran, any other religion you want to talk about, I'm efficient in all of them because I learned all of them. I took my whole time learning them. I went through them. And I kept growing and kept growing and kept growing till you grow out of that religion. Because God is bigger than that. But to answer your question, how did I learn? I followed people like Dr. Ray Hagins. Check him out. He's on YouTube. That's one of the guys that I watched to learn. And I watch him now. I still learn. Watching Dr. Ray Hagins. I watch Anthony Browder. But Dr. Ray Hagins is the one that you should go to his page. He's one of to me, he's one of the best that breaks it down, the ancient Kemetic spirituality. He's one of the best since I came into it, and I watch him now. So just to answer your question, that's how I started learning a lot. And it's a whole lot of other ones, but Dr. Ray Hagins is the one that I would point you to go and learn. All right? With that being said, man, I hope my testimony didn't piss nobody off. I hope my testimony uplifted somebody. I hope it make you feel like you can do anything, no matter where you from, no matter what you've been through, no matter what your the situation or your background or what you came through. I hope, regardless of what that was, or whatever you've been through, or whatever you did, or whatever your past was, I hope that my story, my testimony was able to uplift you and make you feel like you can go through anything and make it too. And you won't make no excuses. If you are a male, I hope it make you feel like tough as hell, like you can go and get it. Because, man, I'm tough as hell, for real. I ain't no act. Everybody know me. Out of all my brothers, I'm not the one that play. I'm not an actor. I don't do that. I'm tough as hell, for real. You ain't gonna come and do anything to me. It won't happen like that. I'm sorry. It won't go like that. You won't play me. You won't put your hands up. You won't do none of that. You're leaving the box. Sorry to say it like that, but that's really what's gonna happen if you try to take it outside of that. And that's bull. Let's leave that there. All I'm trying to explain to you, I hope that I said something to make you, if you're a male, to make you say, hey man, I can be tough too. And I don't mean just being tough like, hey. No, I mean tough in real life, man. Whatever come your way, knock that down and keep going. Don't let nothing overcome you in life. No matter what it is. Don't let nothing beat you down to like nothing, man. Because it's going to come. Like I told you, you're the sun. Sun sets every day. We're going to fight set every day with your Satan, the devil. Let's just say darkness against light against darkness. That's a real thing in your life. But you're going to overcome if you stay on the ground. You understand? So I hope that picked you up. And if you're a female, I hope I said something to make you feel the same way. Like you can be tough too. And you can make it too, no matter what your situation is. No matter if you had a bad divorce. No matter if you was unemployed. No matter if you was on welfare. Whatever. Man, I came through all of it. Came from the projects. Came from welfare, AFDC, cheese. Man, y'all don't even know. I came through all that mess. Poor as hell. Can't call me poor no more. No. I'm the person they call when they want to borrow money. I'm the person that lend money to people now. God is good. God gave me everything, baby. And he can do the same for you. With that being said, man, I hope you was touched. I hope I sparked the flame in you, ignited you to make you want to keep going. Shout out to everybody. Hey, man, get on the page. Subscribe. Hey, man. Till next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.